NBA totals for Friday, November 11th. We were 3-1 yesterday. That puts us at 39 and 34 on the season. We also have a segment out there on NCAA totals, so take a look out for that one. That's something we're going to be continuing this season. We're going to be taking a look at a lot of totals for both the NCAA and the NBA in basketball. So it's going to be a lot of fun this year, looking at a lot of games. And as for my sides play, we're going to go in a little bit of a different direction. So I'll be doing some articles from time to time for SBR. But as you may well know, if you catch up with any of my videos, it's been absolutely awful with those sides play. Totals have been okay. So we're going to continue with that segment. We want to put out the best product out there for you guys, and make sure you always check SBR for the best lines. Today, for Friday, we have 4 games on the board. We're just going to jump right in right now and break these down. Let me pull something up here really, really fast. Okay, we got our totals up. The first one we got here is Indiana and Philadelphia, and I'm going to go under the total of 213. Now, these two just matched up as I erase some data here that I no longer need. These two teams, of course, just met up the other day. They ended up in going to overtime, but it was 216 in regulation. Now, we had the over for that game, but I like the under in this matchup. Let's take a look at these numbers here. Now, Indiana, well, first let's talk about some basic numbers. We got Indiana averaging, 110 points per game, while Philadelphia is averaging 94.7. Indiana's given up 113 points per game, but they've had a couple overtime games as well. That would still rank them last in the league, while Philadelphia's allowed 107.4 points per game. So, Indiana is not, I think they're a little bit better than that number, considering they went a big overtime with Dallas and an overtime with Philadelphia. However, what really intrigues me about this game and why I want to back the under are these numbers right here. In their last matchup, Indiana shot 53.8% from the field and 47% from distance, while Philadelphia shot 48.4% from the field and 39% from distance. And those are some really good numbers. The attempts were pretty solid. I mean, they got up and down the floor as expected, but you look at Indiana, they're shooting about 47.5% on the season, and Philadelphia is shooting around 43% on the season. So they shot really well against each other. I'm estimating they're not going to be able to do that 2 games in a row against each other at that same pace and get over this 213. That's a lot of points. Philadelphia is averaging 84.3 attempts, field goal attempts per game, while Indiana's getting up 89.6. Again, that's number 1 in the NBA, but again, that includes 2 overtime games in the statistics I have. But on the other side, you got Philadelphia allowing 88, Indiana allowing 86. It's going to be fast. This game's going to be fast. But I think it's going to stay under the 213 simply for the fact I don't think they could shoot at these percentages again 2 games in a row. I could be wrong, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it. Those are some really solid numbers, and I look for a little bit better defensive effort in Philadelphia in this second game. All right, next one up we got is the Los Angeles Clippers, Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm going to go over the 203 and a half here in this matchup. Now, they did meet earlier in the season in a really strange 85-83 Oklahoma City win, where the tempo wasn't that bad. Oklahoma City got up 84 attempts, and LA got up 87 attempts. That's pretty decent, but Oklahoma City shot 40%, and the Clippers shot 39%. And they were horrible. They couldn't make a bucket. On the season, the Clippers are averaging 105 points per game. They're allowing 88. That's 1 or 2 in the NBA. But they've been awesome on the defensive end. Oklahoma City is averaging 102 points per game, allowing 99. Now, what kind of gets me on backing the over is this. Well, for Oklahoma City, they're playing better than most people probably anticipated. They're 6-2. Clippers have been outstanding. This would be a great matchup. They got scorers on both sides. They're both pretty deep. I think they're going to be able to score this game, and I think the pace is going to be good because Oklahoma City, right now, they're allowing almost 87 attempts per game. They want to get up and down. They're not going as fast as last year, but that's how many they're allowing. They're averaging, on the offensive end, 87.6 attempts. That ranks 4th in the NBA. But they were like 1 and 2 with Boston last year. So I look for them to get up closer to that 89 sort of range by the end of the year, I think that's what Billy Donovan wants to do. The Clippers, no problem, 85 attempts per game, but they've been good defensively, allowing just around 82. This game, however, is in Oklahoma City, so I expect the Clippers to run. Look at them last year. No Kevin Durant, true, but besides that, not a ton of differences on these teams. They went for 228 and 236 in the 2 games in Oklahoma City last year, no overtime. So I look for this game to get up and down the floor. I'm going to go over that 203 and a half. Both teams can flat out rebound the ball. It's going to be interesting, just an interesting matchup overall. But I like over the total between the Clippers and the Thunder at 203.5. Next one we got is Detroit and San Antonio. I'm going to go under the total of 195 with two good defensive teams and two teams that are not shooting the ball particularly well right now. We got Detroit. They're averaging 98 points per game, but they're allowing just 97.4. And the Spurs are averaging 102.1 points per game. They're allowing just 97.6. Now, the Pistons rank 5th in the league in scoring defense. Also, offensively, Detroit shooting 43.3% from the field. That ranks 25th in the league. The Spurs, 43.7%. So not much better. That's more towards the middle of the league. The pace, Detroit's, with Stan Van Gundy, they want to go a little bit faster. The Spurs, they are allowing just 80.8 attempts per game, which is one of the lowest in the NBA. So, they're going to get after on the defensive end. They haven't been playing particularly well. Both teams come in losing 2 in a row, but both of them can, Detroit can really rebound the ball, and the Spurs can as well. The Spurs rank last in the league in points in the paint. They are shooting the three decently well percentage-wise, but still, just the way the tempo and the pace of this game, I look for both these teams to come in and play some really good defense, considering the fact they're on 2-game losing streak. So look for this game to be a little bit more of a grind and for them to stay under the 195. Next one up, and the last one we got here is Sacramento and Portland. And actually, I want to pull up that Sacramento game versus the Lakers. If you give me just one sec to do that. We did have the under in that matchup, which hit with the Lakers kind of surprisingly beating the Sacramento Kings here. Now, hats off to Luke Walton. I mean, the Lakers now they're 5-4. Wow, Kings really need to pick it up there. I think the Kings have decent talent. I think Jaeger's a good coach as well. Let's break this one down here. This, for me, why I like Sacramento Portland. I got into the game and I might not have mentioned it. I like over the total of 211. So I apologize if I went ahead of myself there. Sacramento's not been very fast tempo. Against the Lakers yesterday, they did get up 85 attempts, but they allowed just 74. The issue was the Lakers shot lights out, 51% from the field. Now, currently, Sacramento is averaging 98.6. Portland's averaging 106.9. Sacramento is allowing almost 102 points per game. Portland's allowing almost 111. That's one of the worst in the league. Well, Portland goes so fast. Right now, Portland's averaging just 85 attempts per game, but they're allowing 89. And that ranks 27th in the league. So they want to go up tempo. Now at home this year, Portland's games, 217 final, 220 final, 231 final, and 240. The last two have been against Phoenix and Golden State, really fast teams. The one I want to look at is that 220 here versus the Clippers. That's more of what I think we might see tonight. And Sacramento also coming off a back-to-back, I think they're going to be more apt to run tonight than go ahead and play lockdown defense. Portland, great guard play from Lillard and McCollum. They're going to be able to stretch the floor, and I think they're going to get out in transition and be able to run. I don't think Sacramento is going to want to grind in this one. I think they're going to go ahead and just get out and get into a pace, space and pace type of game. So look for that. I'm going to go over the total of 211 and look for both these teams to shoot really well tonight. So let's break this down one more time. All right. Let me bring this up one last time. We got Indiana and Philadelphia under the 213 and a little bit of a rematch here. Los Angeles Clippers and Oklahoma City Thunder over the 203.5. Detroit Pistons, San Antonio under the 195, and the Sacramento Kings, Portland Trail Blazers, over the 211. Those are our 4 picks, total picks on the day. Again, look out for that NCAA total segment. A lot of basketball still to play this year. It's going to be a lot of fun breaking these games down, and wish you luck on your picks today.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SPR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.